We suffer poverty because of Esau. Even to this very day, I can relate to that. You know what I mean? Um, when you look around, they control all of the finances, food stamps. Well, you know, y'all know welfare, all this type of stuff. When you think of stuff like that, more than likely you think of Hispanics, blacks, and Natives of American people, the people of color. Most of them have that. A lot of people sit up here and say, "Oh, well, they get the other nations get it too, and the other nations this and that, all that type of stuff." Yeah, it's no other nation that experiencing what we go through it like we do. No other nation experiences uh, this part of this stuff like we do. You go into Esau neighborhood, you ain't gonna see that. And the majority of people that would click on this video knows that. Matter of fact, I would say, yeah, I would say the vast majority of our people who is a knows that. Esau himself knows that. They know that. Yeah, they know it, man. Of course they know. You bet believe it they do. They know that our communities is suffering like a poverty because of what they ancestors put in place. People tell us, they always say you can get your, well, yeah, the so-called, they put us in these positions and all that type of stuff. They put us in these conditions, but it's up to us to get out of them. But you still, when you do it, what they fail to realize, you still got to go to the same people to do all of it. Just like when you think about our black celebrities and things like that. When they went and applied for celebrity stuff, who they had to go to? All of our celebrities, like Mr. Cosby and all of those people, they had to go in some form to get permission from the so-called white man. They had to go and get permission from those people to be whatever it is that they want. Even though we are born with talent, we gifted with a talent, and we is what makes this country. Our people is what makes this country. Our talent. Without the blacks, Hispanics, and natives of America, there wouldn't be no good movies on TV. It really wouldn't. If you think about all that stuff, it wouldn't be no good movies. None of that stuff. Because we helped create it, and guess what we have? We build, we plan up, we build up, we work hard, but we don't get to enjoy none of that. That's in Deuteronomy. He said all of that is in Deuteronomy. He said, you remember he said, thou shalt build houses and shall not, you will plant the grapes, the fruits, and all of that, but you will not enjoy it. Look who's enjoying it. Esau. They are enjoying the fruit of our labor. Look at the so-called Hiscalled Mexican brothers. Look how they work hard and build up all these buildings around here. All these buildings around here, our people have done that, man. You go right there in Genesis and you look and you'll see where you see Issachar and Dan, and he said Issachar is a strong ass couching down between two burdens, and Levi, all of them. Guess who's giving these places business? We are doing that. We're putting our money into stuff like this here. We put more, matter of fact, our money that we put into these stores is what's really building and keeping the technology going. All the money that we put and all the money is because of us. Our people is help building and keeping all this stuff going. Whether y'all know it or not, yeah. See, everybody is going celebrating the Memorial Day. You know what? That's probably why a lot of people ain't came. A lot of those trolls that come in here, they you know what? They gone and they celebrating that man made the white supremacist holiday. Then they gonna come back in here the next day, watch, and they gonna control me. I mean, they gonna see what I'm saying, and they ain't doing nothing but uh, investigators. That's what I call them that come up in here. They ain't nothing but investigators, trolls. That's what they are. So if you get in this video and you get this video, you've been coming up in here talking about what's up, Clarence, and all that kind of stuff. You ain't nothing but a Esau hiding behind with a profile. But you ain't gonna be, thing about you, You ain't gonna be bold enough to show your face on no camera and make a video. Hold on. I had to turn it on off because they had some music down the streets. Yeah, everybody's celebrating that man, so-called white supremacist holidays and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably why they don't show up in this live trolling. That's what they doing. I don't celebrate that man-made stuff, man. That's of the devil. That's of the devil, man. I don't celebrate that. Why not celebrate what we let us celebrate the holy days more. Celebrate the holidays, holy days. I've been reading from this book here too. Hold on, let me show them. Whoops. Babylon Temple of Two. That book. I did a video about an hour ago quoting from it. I might have not said all the words correctly, but you're gonna pretty much understand. Something just told me it just bring me some literature with me sometime. You know what I'm saying? And just instead of just while I'm talking or whatever, I can find something in here that I can understand. I mean, read, and that I'm very familiar with, and read it from a history book. I better not sit here because they might. Them answers will come up there and tear you up, man. Back there on them stumps back there. Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna do, bro. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I want to read Renaissance. Okay, they got something called Renaissance. I gotta understand what that means more. Y'all can see I got a lot of stuff in this book marked. Okay, let's look at this here. This sound Eusebius, organized, mobilizing, and on. Okay, I don't celebrate that man-made holiday either. Pistol Pete. Yeah, it says it's of the damn devil. I just did a video and I read from this book here, so I quoted some stuff out here. It tells you the origin of the black race, all of that. Oh wait a minute, he probably had that. Hold on, let's. Yeah, Renaissance. Okay, this is Black Arabs, Black Jews, and Ethiopians. This is what I want to read to my brother Gilly that came in here. Hopefully he come back in, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because like I said, I'm gonna start out, you know, reading stuff to people and trying to show people certain things instead of just talking out my side of my ass. You know, that's what I want to do, and that's why that other guy, I find him to be a troll because he clearly admitted that he was Esau when he came in here. I got something for you, Mr. Esau. If you want to come up in here and do all that talk or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Should I just read or whatever? Summary. There's more than enough evidence to prove that all the original Israelites were black, including the surrounding nations in the Middle East. See that? We must consider the evidence that the Dervisons were the original black people of India, that the Cushites, Ethiopians, and inhabited the southern Mesopotamia valley, that Abraham and Ishmael belonged to the African family of the nations, that the ancient Israel intermarried with these black Canaanites with these black Canaanite tribes. So you have to understand that there's no such thing. Just because a color doesn't make you. You see what I'm saying? It's not about color because you have. Do y'all know that the African people, the Hamites, enslaved uh, uh, the Shemites? They enslaved the Shemites. Y'all know this, don't you? Do y'all know the Hamites were dark-skinned people? That's the original name for the Africans. Let's read this here. Let's read it one more time. It says, summary. There is more than enough evidence to prove that all the original Israelites were black, including the surrounding nation in the Middle East. We must consider the evidence that the Davidsons were the original black Jews, original black people of India, that the Cushites, Ethiopians, which are the same people, Cushites, Ethiopians, inhabited the southern Mesopotamian valley. They inhabited. That means that they over there. It's a land that's not theirs. They inhabited by stripping the people of the land in the southern Mesopotamian valley. That Abraham and Ishmael married Africans women. Abraham and Ishmael married African women, Egyptians, and that the Canaanites belonged to the African family of nations. That the ancient Israel intermarried, and this is what our people doing today. That's a commandment. You shouldn't do it. Israel intermarried with these black Canaanite tribes at the same time that the Joseph was vice viceroy viceroy of Egypt, the viceroy of the Egypt. His brothers could not distinguish him from the black Egyptians because Joseph was black. Joseph was black. After Pharaoh promulgated, hold on, wait a minute. All right. Joseph was black after Pharaoh promulgated the cruel decrees to ex, extirpate the the extirpate the Hebrew males. Only a black Moses would have been able to be corrected effectively. For any length of time amongst black Egyptians, that Daniel had a dream of an antelope, promophia. Oh, I don't even know what that is, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. But I'm going to come back and I'm going to get it right. God with woolly hair, that the biblical leprosy laws of the time that the time could apply only to a very dark people with black hair. The black Jews of Indian, Abyssinians, and Ethiopians and West Africans considered themselves the original Jews, which they were. And and of the okay, and West Africans themselves, the original Jews, because of the purity of their Israelites' blood. This has been stated by Allah H. Gabai. Now we know that Asia was the birthplace of the black race. That's what I wanted to get to. Asia is the first place of the black race. How did these people in Asia become lighter in complexion? There are 5 answers to this question. Number one, the the European invasion of Germanic invasion of Asia, and the Greek invasion of the Middle East. Three, the Roman invasion of the Middle East and North Africa. See that? Four, the Jewish slave trade. And five, the fifth, the the Arabs slave the Arab slave trade. The Indian European invaders penetrated the Middle East and mixed with black Asians. Did y'all get that? That's why we come out. We're all different types of skin tones, and that's why a lot of our people look European, but they really are Israelites according to the Bible. They really are the real Jews. Asiatic and the black Asiatics as far away as India during the second millennium BC. The European seconds passed through. Yeah, my bad on that word there. Sa- I don't know what that is. It's like these are Greek words that we don't get every day. So y'all got the my bad. I apologize for that part. But I'm gonna go over them though, and pass through southern Russia and Central Asia as far as the borders of the China during the Greek and Roman invasion. Their soldiers settled down in the Middle East and North Africa to disseminate Greek and Roman culture. Moreover, they married colored women. See that? They married colored women. The Jews sold white slaves to. Now see, now this is another thing that you got to pay attention to too. The Jews sold white slaves. No, because see, they're trying to use that against the Bible, and they're trying to say, see, you had whites enslaved. No, there's nobody that was enslaved like the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American people. Arabs throughout Africa and Asia, when the black Moors from North Africa, that's right, the black Moors was from North Africa, conquered Portugal and Spain. So you had a lot of our people that was taken to Spain too. You had a lot of our people taken from Spain and brought to America on slave ships. You see what I'm saying? They hold on. They transported thousands of now that's wrong right there. Of black slaves of Germanic descendants of to Africa. All these people, these these black slave people who came were brought to Africa and Asia were absorbed into the native population. Man, look, this is powerful right here, bro. Look right here. It said, I'm gonna go back up and I'm gonna read this here. Get this here. I want y'all to get this, bro. Now we know that Asia was the birthplace of the black race. How did these people in Asia became lighter? See, you can't get. That's why I say you have a lot of people over here in Louisiana, the red bone people, and all those people. When people look at those people and they say, "Oh, these people are red bones," so that means the so-called white man came over here and mixed with all these people and did this and that and the third and all that. No, you already had people in Africa, in West Africa, already who was of different colors and different complexions, but even before the Europeans came over here. But the Europeans want to tell that lie and say that um, that that they had something to do with contributing to the beauty and the standards of beauty when you already had a black man can make any color child. The black woman can make any color. The black man can lay down with a so-called Chinese or whatever, and that child will look like he from Saudi Arabia somewhere. Yeah. Listen to this here. We know that Asia was the birthplace of the black race. How did these people in Asia become lighter in complexion? There are five answers to this question. One, the Indo-European invasion of Germanic invasion in, of Asia. Two, the Greeks' invasion of the Middle East. Three, the Roman invasion of the Middle East. That's right. That means they went to all these countries and they laid their seed everywhere. So the Esau did, and North Africa. Four, the Jewish slave trade, and the Arabs slave trade. So see, you have to understand, the Arabs had the Mexicans enslaved before they enslaved us. You see what I'm saying? So they got some stuff over here too. I'm quoting. I'm on page the original Black Jews. This is page 37. Hold on, wait a minute. Make sure I got it up right. Y'all can see that. The original Black Jews, Black Arabs, Black Jews, and Ethiopians. Arab, the the Arabs and the land of the offspring of Ishmael, the son of Abraham, is broader on the east by the Indian Ocean, on the northeast by the Persian Gulf, and on the north by the Arabian Desert, and on the west by the Red Sea. The most fertile region of this peninsula, that used to be a hard word. I used to couldn't even say that. The peninsula is the south and southwest. At one point, it almost reached Ethiopia, which is in Africa. See, what we call the people Africa, those the Somalis, those are the Ethiopians. You see what I'm saying? Those people helped funded the slave trade too. They captured a lot of our people, and they was in on the conspiracy in the slave trade. At one point, it almost reached Ethiopia, which is in Africa. There were many Cushite tribes. Cushites would be another name for Ethiopia. Ethiopian living in the northern, western, and southern section of Arabia. The Arabian, the Arabs or the Arabians have had a long history of intercourse with the Ethiopians in the peninsula of Arab, with the Ethiopian across the Red Sea and the continent of Africa. James Bryce, author of the I can't even see that 12 to discover the source of the Nile, says that the people in Yemen or Arabia, particular those of the coast opposite Sab, Sheba, were repeated Abyssinians, Ethiopians. These some tough words, man. Ethiopians from the earliest periods until after the Muslims conquers the Muslims conquered many of the Arabs are not black today because of the crossing with white slaves. Now they call it white slaves. Because you have to understand, Esau went all over the world, and they raped and robbed and mixed their seed with every single body. Not today because of the crossing with the blacks slaves in their household and Hermers. Okay, whatever. Hermes. My bad, y'all. It is a known fact that there were Ethiopians inhabited. These Ethiopians established dominus, dominant residence in in the southwest Arabia because Ethiopians living around the Persian Gulf in northern Arabia. It is highly probably, probably that they migrated toward the southeast and the southwest. It is obviously that the Cushites inhabited the vital parts of Arabia before the birth of the progenitors of the Arabs. Ramath, the son of Cush, was the father of the Cushites. That's the same as saying it's Ethiopian. Sheba and Dedan and remarkable, that word is in the Bible. Dedan and remarkable merchants. Ezekiel 37. Now this is coming from Ezekiel chapter 37 and 22. You get it, you can look that up. The descendants of Raymond lived in southeast Arabia, and the descendants of Havilah resided in southwest Arabia, which is Yemen. This Havilah was the son of Cush. All these are like Ethiopians, like the Africans or whatever. Moreover, Cush was the patriarch of all of the Ethiopian tribes in Babylon. Arabian Indian and on the Nile River, the Cushites were residents of Arabian soon after the confusion of the tongues at Babylon and 2247 BC. But Ishmael, the father of the Arabs, Ishmael, that's right. Ishmael would be the other nations, not the same as Abraham. The Arabs would be the modern day the people who formed the Nation of Islam, which the Nation of Islam would be Jewish, or the Ashkenaz Jewish so-called religion. The father of the Arabs was not born until 1896 BC. My conclusion is that the Ethiopians were an Arab before the Arabs. Okay. In the year 1012 BC, the Ethiopians queen named Bacchus visited the King Solomon in Jerusalem. Bacchus came from the kingdom of Sheba in southern Arabia. Yeah, they came from the king of Saudi Arabia, man. Oh yeah, you good? Yeah, that's right, man. Yeah, black Jews and black Arabs, Jerusalem. Yeah, yeah, man. So that's um what happened, man, with our people, man. Right. Yeah, there was a brother in that car right there, in the gray car right there. Yeah, but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come back, and this was some interesting stuff. I don't want to be saying a lot of these words wrong, man. I'm coming across a lot of words up in here. Yeah, they got a lot of good stuff up in here, man. Yes, indeed. Hmm. How you doing today? Tired? Yeah, you look tired. Yeah. Amen. Hey, do you know that the original Jews, like the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, are the real Jews, right? You know y'all are the Jews, right? Yeah. We just got to come back to our nationality. That's all. Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying. Yeah. I said I had to like kind of say something to, you know what I'm saying? Look like they, you can tell, look like the woman was in a hurry. You know what I'm saying? So I said, let me say something. You know what I'm saying? And try to blow the trumpet some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? But I want to get better at it. You know? Yeah. Because see, Esau have programmed our minds, man. Uh, is to just walk around and be regular and not say anything to people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna come back. Whatever the spirit and the Most High lay up on my spirit is to say, I'm gonna say it. All right. I'm gonna see y'all later. We suffer poverty because of Esau. Yeah. And yeah, we can see it and throughout the world. We lower food, we lower. I can relate to all that even to this day, being lower food. It ain't like we deliberately putting ourselves in this situation, because I go around and I, even in the midst of why I'm doing this here, I try to find something, even if it ain't nothing but washing a car or something. You see what I'm saying? That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not just sitting around. But at the end of the day, even though me out here looking for something, you still you still got to go and rely upon other nations for something. Like I'm doing right now. You still have to go. We out here literally. You have to go to the other nations for everything. Yeah. So I'm up out of here, man. I'll see y'all, and I'll be back with another video. All right, I'm out.